Now on WMTV 15 News, the Packers gearing up for their own playoff game. We will preview the key to success on Sunday.
And our string of First Alert Days continues. What you need to know heading into tonight.
Are keeping an eye on road conditions for you as Dane County officials ask people to stay at home so they can clear those highways. Thanks for joining us here tonight at 7. I'm Gabriella Rusk. We have team coverage as our First Alert Day continues. Let's start with meteorologist Brian Dukes. Brian, another round of snow making its way to the area right now.
Yeah, Gabriella, no rest for the weary here. We are expecting another wave of snow as we head through the evening and overnight hours. Of course, that keeps our First Alert Day in place. This will be a very light and fluffy snow. The winds will remain high and difficult travel will remain as we head through the evening and the overnight hours. Winter weather advisory back in place for the southern half of the area, Madison and points southward. That's where we are expecting some of those higher totals as we head through tonight and tomorrow morning. How much snow are we expecting? It's not going to be a lot compared to what we've had, but it will be enough to add additional problems north of Madison. We're thinking up to an inch. Madison southward 1 to maybe 2 inches. Locally, we could see a spot or two that maybe sees as much as 3 inches. Now, again, this will be a very, very fluffy snow compared to what we've been dealing with over the past couple of days. Snow beginning to develop around the area. That will be the trend this evening. Roads going to worsen as we head through the evening and overnight hours. High impacts expected tonight and into tomorrow morning. And so those cold temperatures that are going to linger those problems, it looks like, through the weekend and possibly even beyond that. Our own Gabriella Rusk is in the News Now Center. Gabriella, what are you looking at over there?
Yeah, Brian, let's take a look at those road conditions. Although they have improved in the last 12 hours, many rural roads and residential areas do remain snow covered, and much of that snow has turned to ice. So this causing major slide offs and concerns in Rock County. Let's take a live look right now at I-3990. This is southbound at the Illinois state line. You can see snow on the DOT camera here, and one of the right shoulders is blocked due to a disabled vehicle in that area, one of those slide offs. And there are slide offs essentially from I-3990 at the state line all the way toward Janesville. So if you do need to be out on I-3990 in the Rock County area, take it slow. Let's switch gears here and go to Dane County. Here's a live look at the Beltline. We just saw one of those plows go by. We've been seeing them here at the WMTV 15 News station all afternoon. So the road conditions again have improved, but on those on and off ramps, those can always be slippery. So do go slow if you need to go out tonight. Let's take a wider look at the road conditions across the area. So you can see that pink cover, meaning completely covered roadways. So Highway 18 between Verona and Blue Mounds, the Mount Horeb area. Highway 18 is one of those stretches that is completely covered, with the DOT reporting ice. Also ice being reported on Highway 78 near Mount Horeb. So those are a look at the road conditions for you. Madison snowplows are just finishing up cleanup efforts following the big snowfall, and the crews will continue to plow overnight as we do get that second round of snow that Brian mentioned. The Streets Division is now alerting people that road conditions will likely be snow and ice covered for the next few days. This is because it will be too cold for salt to work. The city of Madison says that these conditions could last through January 19th. And Dane County emergency management officials are asking folks to minimize their travel for tonight to allow crews to work in those rural areas. Officials in Dane County are also asking homeowners to check home vents and gas meters to make sure that snow isn't blocking any vents, and fire departments want you to dig out any fire hydrants so that they are easy to access. And many churches are canceling their Sunday services due to tomorrow's weather conditions. We are keeping a running list of changes to worship for tomorrow. You can find a list over on WMTV15news.com. And nationwide, Mother Nature wreaking havoc on air travel in the U.S. According to the website FlightAware, at least 1,300 flights into or out of the U.S. have already been canceled Saturday. This was Saturday afternoon, and as the winter storm continues to impact large portions of the country, the number of cancellations will likely increase going into tomorrow, and that includes here in Dane County. One cancellation so far at the Dane County Regional Airport, and an American flight to Chicago was canceled, along with a United flight delayed by several hours. We're continuing to check in on the MSN airport for you tonight. But while this snow is creating headaches on the roads and the runways, these are perfect conditions for the snowmobile trails. WMTV 15's Marcus Arsvold spoke with some Dane County snowmobilers, and Marcus, they are all fired up about the conditions out there.
Well, Gabriella, there are almost 500 miles of snowmobile trails in Dane County, all packed, groomed, and open for winter recreation enthusiasts excited to be outdoors. It's the first day of snowmobiling for this father and son duo. Son Chad Landis says the cold temperatures and the snow make it the best kickoff weekend he's seen in a long time.
And we get to kind of see the area from a different perspective that you can't see from the roadways.
Chad's father, Sam Landis, is the director of Dane County Council of Snowmobile Clubs. He spent the week grooming official trails running through approved private properties that people need to stay on.
The big thing is to respect the trail system. I mean, there's no reason to go out there and run off trail and do damage to other people's property, you know, when you have as big a system as we do.
Landis says everyone born after 1985 needs to have a safety course certificate before driving sleds on Wisconsin trails. Live in the studio, Marcus Arsvold, WMTV 15 News.
Marcus, thank you. And many of us spent the day shoveling out our driveways and clearing sidewalks. But for seniors or others with limited physical capability, weather like this can really bring a challenge. The organization Snow Angels is looking for volunteers to help. The group says that they've had trouble finding people willing to lend a hand. One volunteer that we spoke with encourages you to think about your own loved ones who might need a good Samaritan in their lives.
And I thought, well, if somebody has a doctor appointment, or what would I want somebody to do for my parents or other family members that may or may not be able to get out? You know, I think you kind of pay it forward in that way. And then when I'm old, if I can't live in a condo, then I'll be able to have somebody do it for me, hopefully.
And if you would like to volunteer to be a snow angel, you can find information on how to sign up on our website, WMTV15news.com. New here at 7, Madison police are searching for Brent Ray. The 39-year-old black man was last seen in the area of Highland and University Avenue when he walked out of his home. Ray was wearing a light-colored hoodie, dark athletic pants, and white Converse shoes. He's about 5'10" and weighs 160 pounds. Brent Ray is the son of former Madison Police Chief Noble Ray, who retired in 2013 after 9 years as MPD chief. In a statement, the Ray family shared that they are concerned about Brent's welfare, especially with these weather conditions. So if you know where Brent Ray may be, or if you have any information, you are asked to reach out to MPD. While the NFL playoffs began today, the Packers have to wait until tomorrow to take on the Cowboys at 3:30 in Texas. WMTV Sports Director Mike Jocks joins us now to share the key for a green and gold victory in Dallas.
Well, thank you very much. The big question for Sunday's Packers game, can Joe Barry's defense cook up something to keep their hot streak going, allowing just one touchdown the last two games? Dallas is the top scoring team in the league. Barry and Matt LaFleur shared a very animated embrace after Sunday's win over the Bears. The head coach sticking with Barry after three rough performances against the Giants, Bucks, and Panthers. LaFleur also said he'd be more involved with the defense, especially the communication side of things following the Tampa loss. That could be a challenge for the coach that's in charge of the offense.
I think our guys have done a really nice job of coming up with solid game plans, and you know, it's always a fine line of how much you want to get involved on the other side. I mean, certainly it's my responsibility at the end of the day. When you are the play caller, it is a challenge, but certainly, you know, you're out there at practice You got to be very locked in and making sure that there's nothing glaring out on the practice field that needs to get fixed before you go into game day.
By the way, the last time these two teams played in the playoffs was January 15th, 2017, when the Packers won 34-31 down in Dallas. That was 7 years ago, people. Wow. In the studio, Mike Jocks, WMTV 15 Sports.
And kickoff for the Packers and the Cowboys will be at 3:30 tomorrow. Still ahead here on 15 News, let's take a live look at the Beltline. Here's a look at John Nolan Drive. Conditions slowly deteriorating as light snow moves through the area.
And this has been a record-breaking storm for Madison. I got all the new snow totals coming up.